Big hair, don't care. Let's get into it. Those of you who follow me on Instagram, you all know why I have been incognito. Thank you for your support. I totally appreciate it. I am working on some fun things with NBC. I cannot wait to share it with you guys. I'll be able to share more in September, but that's what I've been working on. That's where I've been. Because the show is coming up in September, I am in rehearsals like crazy, so I don't have any time, which is why I'm doing all of my reviews on Friday, because this is my only day off, and it was a half a day. Anyway, let's talk about this messy episode. First of all, that's the next episode, but Leo, whoo! I can't wait until we get there. For the love of God, can we please be done with the Tia and Colton storyline? I'm sick of it, guys, to the point where I just tune out whenever they're on my TV screen, because this is the thing. If we are going to be overly obsessed with Tia and Colton this season, cool. Give them their own show. Don't give us an ensemble cast that we all want to know about and see their relationships form, and then make it an hour and a half of Tia and Colton, and then rush to get us the information on the other relationships that are forming and blooming that we are really interested in. We're not interested in Tia and Colton. That whole thing came out to be a scam before the damn show even aired, so we were already team over it coming into this show. But like every episode, guys, it's too much. It's too much Tia and Colton, and this storyline ain't even that interesting. Mainly because Colton's acting is horrid. Horrid. But watch, I am telling you, that boy is going to become a star. He's already at, what is it? Almost 1 million Instagram followers. I'm telling you, Colton's going to be like some Netflix action star. It's happening. That is exactly why he's on this show, because he's trying to big up his career. I'm not hating, right? But I'm sick of it. It's too much. You know what I mean? I've always said, if you've been following me from the beginning, I've always said, if you're going to go on reality TV, then use it as a come up and get in where you fit it and get what you can out of this and dash. I've always said that. So I'm not hating on Colton doing that. It's just, we can see the scam. You're not doing a good job. And we are at this point overwhelmed with his storyline. Also, speaking of Colton's Instagram, I'll put up the picture somewhere in this review. When I went to his Instagram, I just wanted to like get a picture, because I told you guys, I try to put in pictures when I can get them at a place where I won't get copyright, strikes, because YouTube is a hot mess, but they free on Instagram, YouTubers. Anyway, so I was looking through his Instagram and I saw some pictures, and then I saw his title, like his Instagram bio, and barf. Okay, let me read it to you. Colton S. Underwood, 2-star recruit turned 2-time All-American, former NFL tryhard, Legacy Foundation. You know who you had to put that in there. Decent human being. First of all, the H is capital. The H and the B, like decent human being. Okay, let us know. Never met a dog I didn't like. Jeremiah 29:11. And then he tags his foundation, because what would Colton's Instagram be without his foundation tag? Anyway, I looked up Jeremiah 29:11 because he really wanted to put that in there to let us know that he's a good, decent human being who loves Jesus. So I went to, I looked up the scripture of Jeremiah 29:11. I know this scripture by heart, but I wanted to read the New American Standard Version for you guys if you're not familiar with it. And it reads, "For I know the plans that I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to allow you to come on reality TV to scam women out of panties that you won't be entering, and to use sickly children for your Bachelor intros." Sounds like the scam king to me. So let's talk about Chris, the rotten goose egg of a man. This situation with him and Tia, can I just say, although I'm over Tia and Colton together, right? This whole scam thing, I feel like they have been scamming this reality TV love storyline for a minute. And to me, I don't mind the scam. It just didn't play out well. They were so sloppy with it. And the problem that I have with them is that they involve people who are not aware of the scam. If you're going to scam to get some coins and some fame, let everybody else be in it if you're going to use them as props. And that's what bothers me about that couple, right? All of that aside, I did not for 1 second like how Chris treated Tia, especially when she confronted him. Because I don't know if you noticed this, but he went straight aggressive as soon as he realized he was caught. And he did that same thing with Becca, and she handled him really well as well. But Tia got him right together, and I love that even in the moments where he was, the entire thing basically, where he was disrespecting her, she was still giving him respect. Respect that he did not deserve. The way he talked to her, the way he tried to do these mind games, it was just like, well, I didn't know what was going on with you because you were kissing Colton, even though you were just in the confessional and talking to Jordan about how you're going to sample all the ladies and talk about them like they're desserts, not human beings, Basura. Even when he's at his worst, the dude is like, oh no, I can go lower. Because Tia then says, still not giving him the aggressiveness, the disrespect that he's giving her. She says, I'm just going to remove myself from this triangle because Chris calls over, what's her name? I never forgot her name. Crystal, who we'll get to her later because, girl, I can't believe you're still into him. Anyway, he calls her over and Crystal's just like, yeah. The voice is coming back. No, because we were just working on something. So Tia's like, you know what? I'm going to just remove myself from this triangle. He's like, oh, thank God. I'm glad that you did that because, you know, I wanted to explore other things. No, you didn't, dude. You didn't want to do that. You were trying to get everybody and you got caught. I was so proud of Tia. I was so proud of Tia because she could have went off on him. But I think that when she realized that he was horrible, I think, honestly, guys, I think she felt some kind of relief because I don't think she was into Chris, but I think she was going to try to make it work with him because Colton didn't want her. He still don't. Maybe that's why she was just like, I'm chill, I'm out, I'm gonna remove myself. But I felt bad for her because he was really terrible to her and she handled it like a champ. She gave him the utmost respect and she didn't have to do that. And that's the Tia that I like. That is the Tia that I like. This scammer Tia, I can't rock with it, sis. I can't rock with it. I was rooting for you to be the Bachelorette, but this whole Bachelor in Paradise fiasco, I don't know if it's going to work out well for you because if you go to Twitter, sis, we are over it. You know what, guys? I just realized why Chris was so like humble and very kind and remorseful at the men tell all. It's because he knew that we were going to see Bachelor in Paradise and he knew that he was going to go even lower than what he did on Becca's season. So he knew that we, the viewers, were going to react this way. So he was already, you know, trying to do damage control at the men tell all because I honestly thought that, oh, Chris found love. He's a changed man. That's why he's like this. You know, a woman can really change a man in a good way. That's all of the things I'm thinking. I'm not thinking that he came on this show after watching his season and was just like, you know what? I'm going to show the world that I'm even more of a dumpster fire than I showed them before. I would have never thought that. So disappointed, Chris. And it just goes back to what I said in my previous review. The dude has low self-esteem. Chris even talked about when he weighed 300 pounds and how he was very insecure. So I think that now that he has lost this weight, he's still that insecure dude. And I think he's punishing women that come into his life now for the women who rejected him or didn't want him when he was more heavyset, but that's maybe what he was thinking, that they didn't like me because I was heavyset. No, maybe it's because you were still a jerk then. That's what it is, Chris. Your personality, your soul is dark-sided. You need to get it together, boo, because I really feel like he could have had something good in Paradise if he wasn't such a terrible dude. And Jordan, we'll get to him later. But now, let's get into Miss Crystal. Because even after Crystal is sitting there, watching how Chris talks to Tia, she still wants to pursue something with him. I'm going to go out on a limb and say, you know what, maybe she just wanted a rose, but then the heifer breaks down over Chris, and I'm just like, the fact that you still wanted him, even though you watched him disrespect another woman, your ovaries were still like, yeah, this is the one. I am disgusted. And in the words of Alyssa Edwards from RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars Season 2, you're that girl that I knew you were. Disgusting. Oh God, now Tia is back to liking Colton immediately, and I'm just like, sis, I can't. You too old to be so indecisive. You know what I mean? Like, you pulling 19-year-old moves. You a good 28 at this point, late 20s. Ma, you gotta get it together. You gotta get it together. Like, make a decision and be very clear about it. This is the thing that bothers me. It's the back and forth of Tia and Colton has really just exhausted everybody in Paradise because it takes up so much space because you don't know who's available with this couple or who's not available. So is Tia off limits? Is Colton off limits? Or are they a couple? Like, what is going on? And it's just very exhausting because everybody's trying to find their... I was about to say their person. This show... How many more episodes of this show? And then our poor girl Jacqueline, she's in paradise for all of 2 seconds because she comes to paradise, and this is what I was talking about, how this relationship is exhausting because she's talking to people and she's trying to find out who's available, you know what I mean? And they're just like, Colton, maybe he's not. And she's obviously interested in Colton. So then she asks him out and he turns her down. Let me tell you something. I joke about Colton a lot because he's physically my type. You know, he's a big guy and he's rock hard. Ciao. Sometimes that's all you need. But I joke about him. You know what I mean? Like, I just joke about him being attractive or whatever. But there are things that can be improved. And for him to turn down Jacqueline, I was just like, oh, baby. What you don't do is turn down Jacqueline because women like that don't walk down your street. So you need to be thankful. He would have been very surprised with the kind of date he would have possibly had with her. But he turned her down because he doesn't really know what's going on with him and Tia. And I'm like, dude, get out of here. Like, it's just, y'all, I've reached my limit. And I feel like we're going to get more of them as the season goes on. And I'm tired. I'm tired, boss. I'm tired. Now he's threatening to leave paradise. Boy, bye. We know you're not going anywhere. Poor Annalise. I mean, paradise is just taking her through the ringer, and nobody concerning Annalise in paradise reads the room because Annalise is talking to Chelsea about Kenny because she's starting to feel him, right? But everybody is pushing Jacqueline to go out with Kenny. So Jacqueline finally asks Kenny if he wants to go on a date. He goes out with her. He says yes, and they go out on a date. And then Annalise says to Chelsea, her girl, you know what I mean? Like, they've been hanging out in paradise, and you know that she's into this dude because she has been talking to you all night about him. Annalise looks at Chelsea, and she's just like, so what do you think? I don't really think that Kenny and Jacqueline are gonna, I don't really think, trying to like talk some crap about them because that's what girlfriends do, right? So Chelsea looks her dead in the eye, doesn't even smirk, and she's like, oh yeah, I think they'll have a great time. Y'all almost fell off my couch. Annalise damn near cried. Nobody in paradise gives a damn about Annalise's feelings. I mean, any dude that she is after, everybody is encouraging the guy to go for somebody else. Annalise, you ain't got no friends in paradise. Not a one. So Kimmy's date with Jacqueline, I really liked. And this is why, no shade Jacqueline, I wasn't really focused on her because I don't think that she was really into Kenny. I think she went out with him because he was the only like available guy. But I don't know how into him she was because she kept on calling him interesting. And I'm just like, you don't like being called interesting or made to feel like a science project. So why the hell are you doing that to Kenny? But anyway, what I liked about this date is that we got to see another side of Kenny. I feel like when I've watched him go on dates with the other women in paradise, he's been the wrestler. But I feel like this is the first time I've seen like Kenneth on an actual date. Like, he was very, and I'm not saying I never thought that Kenny was intelligent, but the way he held the conversation, how he was very, like, macho, not corny in a way. Like, there's this thing, and I don't want to call it machismo, but it is what it is, that men, good guys, protrude when they have, or give off when they're, like, with a woman that they're interested in or on a date with a woman or just, I don't know, pheromones, whatever it is. They give this thing off and it makes a woman instantly feel protected. I don't know why we like that, but we do. And I felt his protectiveness over her. I felt protection from him. And it was just, I don't know, I really, really like that. Because honestly, guys, I also joke about Kenny being corny because he is, right? But he's also a great guy. I really think he's a good catch. He's a great dad. He's funny. He's in love with his daughter. Like, he is all about that child. And I love that about him. But I also love to see him on this date. I also like to see him having fun on his dates, but I also like to see him just being really deep on his dates, and I've never got to see that until he went out with Jacqueline. And you know, if he just moisturizes them lips, he'll be the talk of the town. So Bibiana got on my nerves this episode. She got on my nerves all of Bachelor in Paradise, which is why I haven't talked about her a lot, because I was excited for her to come on this show, but she's like being a matchmaker for other people. I'm like, girl, you need to be a matchmaker for yourself. Did you not come to Paradise available? Because she's like basically sacrificing herself for Colton and Tia. She's sitting up there crying and talking to Colton and telling him that I wish I could have found the love like you and Tia have. Scam! Scam! Does this show have a reunion? I really hope they have a reunion for Bachelor in Paradise, because I need to see how the people who were on the show feel now that they're watching the show and seeing this scam come to pass. I really want to know how. I really want to just hear their reactions to the season, especially Bibiana, who sacrificed her big behind for Colton and Tia, and that ain't no shade. Latina woman and black women, big behinds is a plus for us. I know I got a lot of like white girls who watch me, and then when I said big behind, I didn't want you to be like, gasp, Nikki. No, if you tell a black woman or a Latina woman or Afro-Latina woman that they got a big behind, thank you. But anyway, I was just really mad at Bibiana because I wanted her to find love. Like, why not Wills? I was on her Instagram looking for pictures, and I saw her and Wills hugged up, but like friendly hugged up, and I was like, y'all actually a cute couple. What happened? Like, why not try to make something work? Go there for you too, girl. Why are you doing all this matchmaking for Tia and Colton? So she damn near pistol whipped him to go and talk to Tia and like make it official. And then the rest of Paradise like puts him in a headlock and sends him down to the end of the beach to go talk to Tia and make him make a move and be a couple or whatever. And I'm like, you know what, Tia, if you're watching this back, you're gonna feel like an idiot, because the fact that the entire cast and production had to make Colton go to you and tell him how he feels, okay? His scripted feelings for you. I would feel mortified because he didn't want to do it. I did not for one second think that to be honest, I don't think he likes Tia. I do not think that Colton likes Tia, and I felt like he was forced to go down there and tell her that he wants to be in a relationship, because even when he was saying it, it was just like somebody, like Chris Harrison had a gun to his head. It was like, tell her you love her. Tell her you want her to be your girlfriend or whatever. So he finally says, I want to go for it. And the only thing that made it seem like it was like love in the room was the music that they put behind it. And poor Tia was like, really? You want to make it official? I'm sorry. I know I'm not even close to her accent. And she like kisses him and then tells him to use his tongue. Colton, you ain't that kind of virgin. Now stop it. I am so sick of Colton and this like toddler like approach when it comes to being intimate. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here. You've kissed a woman. You French kissed a woman 1,000,000 times. Tia with the telling you, use your tongue. Let me show you how to do. Oh, I don't buy it. And I hate the fact that he's like virgin pimping, if that is a term. Because that's what he's doing. He is pimping his virginity, and I'm sick of it. Oh, gosh. So now all the women in Paradise are scrambling for Kenny because they need a rose. And Bibiana all of a sudden realizes, oh, I'm about to get cut from the show. So let me try to find a rose. And now all of a sudden, you've been there for a good 3 weeks. Now you're interested in Kenny. Sis, go home. You should have been working from day one. You should have been scouting them dudes. I know Eric would have went for you. Eric was looking at anything tan with a big butt that walked down them steps, okay? He would have went for you, but you just weren't doing the work. And then Jacqueline is scrambling trying to get Kenny, but Annalise, baby, Annalise put it on him. Although I like Jacqueline and Kenny together, I just like what Jacqueline brought out of Kenny. I feel like Annalise matches Kenny's corny. They seem like a perfect match. I can see her being a great stepmother to his daughter. I just see them just fitting very well together. I can see her at his matches with their beautiful little biracial baby, the little Princess Megan. I can see them just, being that corny family, sending out those Christmas cards with the ugly Christmas sweaters, making, those faces, how Autumn, that's like the face that everybody makes. And I hate to put my fingers in her mouth, but you know what I mean. That face that everybody makes when somebody says, let's do a silly face. Oh, we get it. Cross eyes. It's on silly things. Let's get more creative with our pictures. But I'm just saying, I can see them, being the real deal. And before we move on, can I just say that I was really disappointed in Jacqueline? And here is why. When she was at her dinner for Kenny, I'm sorry I skipped over it. When she was at dinner with Kenny, she made a comment to him. I'm 27. I hope that's not too old. I know I'm past my prime. And I laughed because knowing Jacqueline, so I thought that she was joking, because I'm thinking, like, a girl like Jacqueline, who was hella established, who was telling Ari, like, if you're trying to get married and have kids today, I ain't the chick. I just could not understand that comment that she made. And I was ready for her to laugh. I was ready for her to chuckle or something to let me know that she didn't mean that. But homegirl was dead serious. And I was like, Jacqueline, you think of yourself that way? Girl, do you know how decorated you are for 27? Chick, I wish. Okay, like, I was so disappointed in that she saw herself that way. And she's so freaking accomplished. You think you're past your prime? What the hell was your prime? I hate the fact that for women, and I only was able to realize that after I got past 25, and to be quite honest with you, no shade to the Christians that watch me, I still love the Lord, but until I got out of church and until I got from under that patriarchy, I was able to see myself as a woman differently. And I look back at my years coming up, and I'm not ashamed, right? But I'm just so hurt that I went from like 20 to 25 thinking that I was failing as a woman because I didn't have a ring, or I didn't have kids, or I was so busy working on career. Like, I really felt guilty moving to New York, moving to Los Angeles, paying money for acting coaches when I wasn't like putting money aside for my future kids' daycare, because that's what everybody was doing. And I felt like a lot of times, like, I was less of a woman because I'm not doing those things. And again, I'm older now, so I was just like, up to hell with it. You're not telling me nothing. You know what I mean? So I know what I want out of my life. I'm pursuing those things, and I know that I'm fierce, okay? And you can't tell me any different. But I was just so, and forgive me for saying disappointed, I was just so hurt that Jacqueline saw herself that way, because I saw her differently. And by the way she carried herself on Ari's season, I thought that she knew that she was the bee's knees of the Bachelor. So that comment, man, it got me, and it made me, and I realized what I came out of. And it's just like, oh, women, the society just, treats us like we're disposable, but we're not. We're not, okay? We are. I'm going to do a seminar on girl, you that. I'm not going to say it because my mom watches. But y'all get what I mean. You that bitch. Anyway, let's move on. Now let's talk about Jordan. Disgusted. And I'm actually hurt because, remember, y'all know I used to go up for Jordan. I liked him on this show, but we're starting to see a very dark side of him that I do not like. And unfortunately for him, it cost him somebody who I thought was a good fit. But I can't blame her for wanting to put the brakes on her relationship with Jordan. I'm talking about Jenna. And, see what else is out there, because his actions was unnecessary. This is the thing, right? David is obsessed with Jordan. I really think that he has an altar in his mama's house and in his bathroom in paradise dedicated to Jordan. Like, he's obsessed with him. At this point, I don't think it's producer prodding. I think he just has, a hard on for Jordan. And it's like he's obsessed with this dude. If Jordan goes missing, look in David's mama's basement, because his body is probably there, and David's probably wearing his nipples. David has poked and prodded Jordan to the point where he explodes, and he explodes in a way that backfires on him, because David gives Jenna this birthday bear, and I love Jenna, but she's a little dense, so she didn't see that she was being played to get at somebody else, right? So she thinks that it's a really nice gesture and it's really sweet. And what woman doesn't love an oversized teddy bear? Okay, guilty. So I understand. But Jordan walks up, doesn't even say anything to Jenna, drags the bear down to the beach, rips out the stuffing of the bear or dog or whatever it was, and throws it in the water. Jenna was so heartbroken. And I felt bad for her because it wasn't, even though David was playing her, it was a gift that he gave her. Jordan, if he didn't like it, he should have stepped in and said, "Excuse me, Jenna, can I talk to David for a second?" and addressed David. You inadvertently attacked Jenna by not rising above David's petty, and you lost your girl, dummy. Because when she saw that, she was turned off. Jenna just sat there and just looked at Jordan and didn't know like what to say. And then Jordan wasn't even remorseful. Like, he didn't even come to her and be like, "You know what, I lost it and I'm sorry." But even, to be honest with you, even if he would have said, "I lost it and I'm sorry," I don't think it would have done anything, because their relationship is so new, and she saw something that is a huge red flag, and they don't have enough history for her to want to get past that. So it backfired on you, Jordan, and we're starting to see a side of you that is not cute. And Bachelor Nation, we were really going up for you because you were funny, but you were just turning out to be a douche. Ah, how disappointing. We wanted better for you. And then Jordan in his hips sashays up to the place where everybody is hanging out and just goes off on David. No, I'm lying. He went off on the women. Like, David is a dude that you have beef with. Why are you cussing out the women who don't even know what's going on? Like, it was such a punk move. And I was looking at him like, how are you trying to read somebody when you are 5'4" and dressed like a golden girl? Like, he looked a damn mess inside and outside, and he's trying to come at everybody, saying mean things to Jubilee, saying mean things to Chelsea, and it's just like, first of all, can we be real? I was a little scared for him concerning Jubilee, because, listen, I'm gonna give y'all some tea. If you're in an argument or a disagreement with a black woman, and she gets quiet and does this, you about to die. So I was nervous. I was like, oh, Jubilee, don't snap. Not on ABC. Snap on BET where you will be protected. Not on ABC. They won't give you another lifeline, sis. So I was nervous, right? But she didn't. She was just like, I ain't gonna waste my time on him. And I was like, oh, thank you, girl. Rise above it. Yes, sis, rise above it. Also, she trying to snag John. And what she doesn't need is for John to see that other side. Because we all got it in us. All women do. Check. But thankfully, Paradise got Jordan together, and I loved it. I loved that the men were like, nah, what you did was wrong, and you need to apologize to the woman. Specifically Eric, who led the charge. All the other guys were just looking, and Eric was like, what you did was disrespectful. You need to apologize. Even his apology was weak. But anyway, we get to the final rose ceremony. John gives his rose to Jubilee, and Jacqueline, as quickly as she came in, she exits. Kenny gives his rose to Annalise, and I was thinking he was going to go more towards Jacqueline, but when he chose Annalise, I was like, you know what? That's a good choice for him. That's a really, really good choice. I was just hurt because I wanted Jacqueline to find her happy. I wasn't going to say person. And this episode ends with Bibiana crying in the back seat, and I'm looking at her like, girl, you did the very least. So why are you crying? Like, I want to be in love. I want to find somebody. You didn't do anything. You were a freaking matchmaker for Colton and Tia. You made no attempts. And then you started all of a sudden at the last minute being interested in Kenny. And baby, if you would have made that move earlier, I think Kenny would have been down with it, because you do seem like the kind of woman he would be interested in. No tea, no shade. He's a black man and you got a semi-big booty. That's their thing. Listen. Black men love a butt. It is what it is. I think it's just a whole fertility thing, because white men like titties. And I think for the men, it's like fertility. Like when a white guy sees titties, he's thinking fertile. When a black man sees a big butt, he's thinking fertile. When Spanish men see some hips, or is it Latin, Latino? Latin? I'ma just say Mexican. Because that's what I know. I've been in LA long enough to know what a Mexican man wants, okay? And when you got some big hips, they respond to that. And I just think it's fertility. So I think it's whatever, the culture of a man identifies with. I think that's what they go for. And I felt like, if Bibiana would have made a move earlier, she would have been snagged Kenny. But she didn't. She did it at the last minute when she needed a rose. And she looked desperate, and it looked like she was playing him. He probably felt that way. He probably really did. Like, you're not interested in me. You just want me to give you a rose. And he went with somebody who's a good choice for him. And I'm happy for Kenny. Guys, I'm really happy that Kenny and John were like getting this attention. Like, let's go deep here. A black man and a, oh, he's white, right? A biracial man who appears to be Asian until he mentions that his daddy is white, essentially are the freaking talk of paradise. That is huge for this show, because it's been, you know, a lot of people just like, we need more Asian men on the show, we need more Asian women, we need to diversify it a bit. And to have a whole episode just aside from Tia and Colton being centered on a black man and an Asian man being the go-to dudes, like the dudes that all the women are like, sorry, getting wet for. It was huge. It was huge for me. I liked it. I enjoyed it. And I specifically liked it because I really like Kenny and John. And I like them getting the attention that they deserve. And since we're talking about John, real quickly, I want to talk about how I was looking for pictures to use in this review. And I went on his Instagram. And guys, how could you not fall in love with him? He's such a sweetheart. I was scrolling through and I stopped on this one Instagram picture, and I just have to read you what he wrote. And I'm going to put it in this review as well so you can see it, but I'm going to read to you what he wrote on the picture. And he says, "Watch out, world. Leah's coming for you. She's working on a new podcast and a cybersecurity tutorial. We got connected through Little Brothers Friends. That's a name. Wow. Little Brothers Friends of the Elderly last year, and she crushed the iPad training program." He's so sweet. He's so sweet. Jubilee, I hope you pregnant. Sis, get pregnant. Anyway, that's it for me in this episode, but stay tuned because I'm going to do the following episode right now. See you then. Why did I? No. Yeah. It's too Coco Chanel. But I am Coco Chanel. Deal with it.